Hey everyone, got a good song here today. What You Won't Do for Love, Bobby Caldwell. Had a request for this. Been a long time since I played it. It starts off, and I found this chart online. I just did a screen save of it, and it's just the basic form of the song, really. It doesn't go into great detail. All right, so it starts right away with those two chords. And it says A flat sixth. I kind of agree with that. And then we've got this real thick chord here, A flat seventh with a flat 9. And I believe the melody note there is an F, so we have to add a 13 to this chord as well. All right. Now, if you're like trying to play this song in a band and you've never done a song with these kind of jazz chords in it before, let me help you out here. All right, so that's pretty basic there. But for this one, you can play the seventh with your left hand and then just play an F triad like that with A flat and G flat. That'll give you that chord. And then we need a nice voicing for this. It depends. Now, if you've got a guitar player, trumpet player, flugelhorn player playing the melody like that, then you can just concentrate on good voicings. But, don't play them too high. You want to kind of stay underneath the melody. All right, so that might be a good voicing. I'm sure if you listen to the album, you could, get more voicings, and I'm sure the piano player at some point does go up and play some higher voicings like that, but let's just keep it basic here. And let's say we're playing the melody. So, all right, so we kind of need to fill that in a little bit. Let's see, we could get rid of this F down here. I think that'd probably be the best way to do it. You be the judge. So we've got root, fifth, seventh, third, and we'll double that because it's the melody. And here we got C7. All right. So anytime you see a whole bunch of like weird stuff after the chord, like the sharp 9, the flat 9, the flat 13, whatever, leave out the 5. Okay. So don't put the 5 in. Put the sharp 9 in, and there's your melody up there. So, all right, F7. All right, so we could maybe leave out the F down here, or leave it out up there. Just play it all like that. Okay, and maybe you go down to a D flat. Now, that's got to be a major seventh there. It's not that, all right? It's got to be something like that. And then here it says G flat 6, and I'm going to disagree with this one. It's really a 7th chord. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's not super distinct on the album, but it's going to sound better this way. All right, and that B flat 7th, the NC means no chord, so there's a hard break there. All right, and that's a B flat 13 chord. We've got the 7, we've got the 3rd, we've left out the 5, or maybe we could say we move that 5 up to the 6, which is a 13. We call it a 13 because we already have a 7th. Even if we played it down here, it's a 13. Now, if we didn't have the 7th, then we can call it a 6, okay? So, and then we go into the song. All right, now if you're just doing this on piano, by yourself, I don't think you have to put that sharp 9 in right there. Oh, it says flat 9. Because the melody is the sharp 9 up there. So maybe you put it in. Right. You could possibly fill in with the 5th. I know I said to leave it out, but it's not terrible if you put it in. All right, F minor 7th. Put the 9 in if you like. And most of the time on the B13 chord, it's this voicing. right, F minor. The melody note is the 9th, so it's an F minor 7th. All right, so at least put the 7th in. You could leave the 5s out completely, like that. But on major and minor chords, it's okay to put the 5s in usually. It's just the dominant chords when they're real thick. All right, we got that B flat 9 there. That's the 9, but most of the time the 13 is in there as well. So same chord as before. All right. So got a little bit of a clash here between the 3rd and that, but you can live with that. That's the rhythm a lot of the time there. Something like that. That's basically it. I mean, the song doesn't really have a bridge or a B section. It kind of does because, the melody changes and the feeling of the song changes a little bit as you get to the chorus. Because I don't even see it on this chart. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you. There's another voicing possibly. Put the C up there on top. Do for love what I would not do. So, I know what I could cover on this. This is kind of how I learned to play jazz, on songs like this that were like kind of rock songs, but they had good jazz chords. And there's a lot of songs like this out there. So how do you solo on this? What key is it in? It's in F minor, okay? So right away, go to F. And then you kind of got to decide if it's this note or that note. You got the 7th up there. And a lot of times, instead of trying to pick between the flat 6 and the 6, you just leave them both out. Right? And then you're kind of almost on a pentatonic scale, which is just like these notes. All right, that's technically an A flat pentatonic, but some people call it F minor pentatonic. That's okay. And then if you add one note, you get the blues scale, and that works pretty good if it was like a D flat 7th, but we ain't got no D flat 7th. We've got this. D flat. All right, the same pentatonic is going to work there. Now, I'm just sticking on the pentatonic, and if you want a solo that sounds like what might have gone on the record, it's going to be that. It's not going to have like using the more jazz scales. They probably wouldn't have put that on the record. I don't think there's even a solo on the record. So let's just stick to the pentatonic, and let me show you some good rootless voicings. Now, if you're not playing with a band or a bass player, you can only use them for a little while. You got to be kind of sparse with them. So for C, 7th, with that sharp 9, it gives that to you up in the intro there. Then they call it a flat 9 after that, and you can use that one as well. You can even put them both in if you wanted to. And that same scale will work. However, there's a little piece of the diminished scale right here that kind of will sound good. All right. So D flat could be just like an F minor. And this is the problem with using rootless voicings if you're playing solo. It's going to sound like F minor unless you put the D flat in there. So maybe you play this one with the root on the bottom. And then, maybe hit the root and then come up and hit that rootless voicing. And that's the B flat chord, and I think that's the easiest one to get away with without playing the root. Now, for the D flat, if you wanted to do another inversion, you could do something like that. And there, I went from, like a passing chord, just down into it like that. There's D flat, so I got the D flat there in the middle now, and then this is like a kind of another version of this sharp 9 chord. It's really like this chord, still got the sharp 9 in it, and the flat 13 now. But you can leave that sharp 9 out and just have the flat 13, and it'll have the same kind of feeling. In fact, even back on this one, you could add the A flat there too. So D flat. All right. All right, so F minor could be like that, all right, as rootless. And don't forget when you're taking a solo, put some chords in too. Piano is the only instrument that can do that. Guitar can a little bit, but the piano can really use chords as part of the solo. There's nothing wrong with that. It'll make your solo more exciting. You'll go to octaves first, maybe. And then start down.